Having a logo, having an Instagram, having a camera, and maybe even getting an LLC is cool, but it does not mean you're a production company. What people care about is systems, reliability, communication. Here are the ways to become a production company starting today in 2026. What's going on? It's me, Shamar Lebedon, back on this channel again, here to preach to you guys about a production company. Now, yes, you're probably wondering, do you have one? Of course I do. Called Want More Productions. Now, it wasn't always Want More Productions. For some people who've transitioned from my old channel to this one, they know me as We Want More, Shamar Moore, which is also my middle name, for those that didn't know. Had a lot of names when it came to, making a production company and trying to start a business in terms of shooting people and clients calling me saying, hey, you have a camera. Can you come do my wedding? Can you come do this? Etc. It's been a lot, but I've been doing this for the past 10 plus years, so I have a bunch of knowledge when it comes to transitioning from freelancing to actually making this a full-time or part-time gig. Now you're probably wondering, you want to start one on your own. How do I do this? Where do I begin? Don't worry, I'm here. I'm going to go with you step by step. It's not much to do, but it is definitely, the points that I'm about to explain are widely huge, so you cannot skip one just to get to the next one just because you feel like, oh yeah, I already done that already. No, you need to reevaluate on each step before you fully expose yourself to the world, saying that this is what you do for a living. Number one, you have to stop thinking like a freelancer. I get it. You have a camera, you know what you're doing, you've been studying for months, you've been shooting your friends and family, and now you feel like it's time to, just take whatever shoots you want. But the difference between a freelancer and a business person is freelancers like to take jobs just because it's offered, whereas business people take jobs because they know they can do it versus I can't service you here. Right? This all comes down to pricing. Freelancers are more liable to take free shots because they know, okay, cool, I can get the experience, I can get the portfolio, which in some ways beginning out is fine. If you're trying to make this a business, you have to make some kind of profit, especially for all the money that you invested into the cameras, the lighting, the audio gear, the gear itself. You have to make some kind of profit or see a return on investment. Now, if you're a person that's not in that space, I'll make another video for you in terms of how to actually build a portfolio, how to make people want to book you. But this video is strictly for people who've already done that and want to turn their life from freelancing to business. The next thing you want to do is to pick a niche. Now, I'm not a huge fan of restricting yourself to one thing when it comes to videography, photography, or just content creation in general. I've noticed in the industry that there are certain things that cost more or that build more. Like, for example, shooting a wedding can cost a lot of money. The reason why videographers, photographers, or anybody that's in the content creation game charges a lot for wedding content is because it takes all day. One. Two, the editing process for wedding photography or videography is extensive. You have hundreds of footage that you have to edit down. You have hundreds of pictures that you have to, remove makeup or remove certain shots. So when it comes to wedding photography and videography, it is one of the most lucrative, but it also is one of the most time consuming, meaning you can't do multiple shoots in one day. You have to do one and you have to focus on capturing every single important shot. The shots are that much more important. There is no do-overs like a studio photography shoot where if you mess up on a picture, you can just retake it again. In weddings, you got one shot. So when it comes to picking a niche, pick one that you're madly comfortable in. Now, don't look at it from a money standpoint because obviously money is always going to be there. If you're really good at your craft and you're really good at that niche, you will find the money. But when it comes to picking one just for the money, the higher the income is in that field, the more difficult it is to get something right the first time. And more times than not, you don't have a second, third time. You only got one shot. So be very cautious. In my humble opinion, I would say pick 2 to 3. I would say one that you can do for YouTube in terms of explaining stuff, and one that you do out in the field that you're more comfortable in, or you're trying to learn, whether you have a mentor that's already in the field and they're kind of teaching you different angles and shots. But pick 2 to 3 that you're very, very interested in, whether it's real estate, whether it's YouTube content, whether it's weddings, whether it's portraits, whatever the niche is in terms of the video and photo world. Pick 2 or 3 and stick to those. The next thing I would suggest is that a lot of people who are starting in the field overspend on gear, and this is kind of redundant to videos I've made before, but your gear does matter to a certain degree. You want to buy gear because you want the professional look. You want to stay at the standard as everybody else. So if everybody is shooting 4K, you don't want to buy a camera that's shooting 1080p, because while some people might book you just because, oh, you might be cheaper or you might be new to the game, you're not giving them the standard quality that it is in 2026. So you should be investing in things that are the standard, which is, in my opinion, 4K, at least 10-bit, so on and so forth. You should have a setup that is decent enough to get you the standard of what everybody else is giving, so you don't fall behind automatically just because your gear doesn't stand up. On the flip side to that though, you don't want to sit there and spend thousands of dollars on the highest gear when you actually don't know how to use the gear. For example, if you spend $2,000 to $3,000 on a Canon R5C, but you have no idea about ISO, shutter speed, shutter angles, lighting, it's just not going to make sense. You're going to sit there and wonder, why did I spend $2,000 when I'm only getting clients that's offering $100? Or you're getting a client and the client thinks you're about to give them something spectacular and your photos and your videos look mid. You need to invest in cameras that's going to do the job that you need, but you also need to learn the gear as to why you're buying it, opposed to, oh, this is the newest thing, so I'm just going to buy it. Think about the clients from a professional standpoint. In this point, worry less about the gear that you're getting and worry more about the clients that you're grabbing. So for example, if you're somebody that's brand new in the game, think of every client as if this is the last client I will ever get, or this is the celebrity client that if I mess this up, I'm probably not gonna get another chance. When you think in this mode, yes, it adds a little bit of pressure, but at the end of the day, if you do such a well job in terms of communication from the beginning, you keep everything standard, you have a contract, they scream professionalism. That client will not only love your work, but they'll recommend you to other people. Especially in a social media game, when they're posting the content that you've given them, most people will reach out, oh my God, this looks so good. Who's the person? And they'll remember your professionalism from their shoot and start recommending you to others. This is how you build clientele. A lot of people think clientele just comes from, oh, social media has to give me thousands of people to reach into my DMs. But no, in fact, it comes from one person who screams out to the other person, and that other person screams out to 3 more people, and 3 more people screams out to 9 more people. And all of a sudden you have a clientele where you're shooting like 20 people in 1 year. This is how it works. You have to start from one, get that one client and make them see, even if you're shooting them for free, make them feel like you are the most professional videographer, photographer, video editor, whoever. Make them feel like they're working with somebody that's so high end and so professional that even if you charge them a high price, they'll think it's worth it because they know they're getting high-end professional work. And lastly, do not get into the mode that because you bought a camera, because you bought the latest light, and because you got 2 to 3 clients, that now this is supposed to roll and you're gonna have the most fantastic time just editing and shooting every week. You're gonna have phases and points where you get no clients. Some people are not gonna reach out. You're gonna have clients that want to book you but say, oh, I can't afford it, or clients that says yes and then something comes up and you no longer have a shoot. You have to be comfortable with the fact that the first few years are probably gonna look grim. My first 5 or 6 years, I didn't make no money for real. I probably made like $100 from like a family member who said, oh, I'll give you $100 to do this video. Or sometimes you'll just get word of mouth because you're trying to build your portfolio that you just take a free shoot. Honestly, for me, the first 6 years, I probably was doing way more free shoots than I did any paid services. And any paid services, I think the highest I've ever done was like $200. Today, $200 is my minimum. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest with you, I don't even take 200 shots or $200 shoots anymore just because it's too low. Especially in this economy, you know what I mean. You know how it is. Don't get into the field for the first year and think you're gonna make thousands of dollars, because more than likely you're not. I'm not saying it's impossible, especially if you start from ground one and you show the work automatically, or you even shoot yourself and show portfolios of you shooting whatever. You can get away with that, but for the most part, don't expect it. Stay grounded, stay in the field, learn more about photography, videography, or whatever field you're trying to get into, and just learn your camera as much as possible. Constantly upgrade yourself, constantly learn, and I promise you, within a few years of that, you'll probably be able to charge $1,000 and people will realize that it's worth it. The point of a brand is to be more consistent with clients rather than looking professional. Looking professional, yes, is very important, but what matters more so than anything is how you treat each client. So from that first client to that 10th client, every single one of them think the same thing. He showed up on time, he showed me contracts, he made a mood board, he listened to what I was looking for, he thought about it, he researched. When he got to the shoot, he shot everything was on point, communication was on point. He said I was gonna get the edits in 3 days, I got it in 2. You know what I mean? He worked with me on edits. If there's anything I need to change, he worked with me. He was very communicative. So hopefully your production company starts. Just remember one thing, if you didn't get anything else from this video: the production companies that last long are not the ones that look professional, but it's the ones that are organized, stays consistent, and communicates well with every single client they have. Word of mouth is a powerful tool, especially in the videography and photography game. If you got anything from this video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. I will see you guys in the next video, and I'm looking forward to seeing your production company. And if you want to book with me, it's Want More Productions. I'll leave it down below, so you guys can reach out at any point if you have any shoots that's coming up and you need me to do it. But until then, peace, y'all.